This video was brought to you by Stormberg, a better route planner, MisterGreen, Kempower and Marcus Bil. Yo, what's up? We are now sitting in the Polestar 2 PP without the P, and this is going to be the ASMR. I realized that I haven't made an ASMR video, so I guess it's about time we make one. So yes, the ASMR, or I mean, I call it the impressions or summary. We'll try to summarize what I have learned about this car over the years. I've actually been driving this, testing this car 2 years ago, on and off a little bit, of course, not all the time, unlike Tesla, that tends to get access to a lot. But yes, so Polestar 2, I mean, it's just Volvo, so I don't know, let me see, I don't know if you can see it here, but is that too bright? Kind of. Oh, wait, what if I do this and this? Yeah, I think that's better. So you see that this steering wheel here, for example, it's more or less just like a Volvo, and the seats and the lights. Why is he using fog lights? The Tesla, the heck, man. But so it's, if you know Tesla, if you know Volvo, then you also kind of know knows Polestar. But unlike all the Volvos I tested, the Volvo XC40 and the Volvo C40, this one is in a completely different league when it comes to sportiness. Because, especially with the PP. The PP means a performance pack, which has the Orleans dampers and bigger brakes. So you can really toss it around the corners. And it's quick also. It's freaking quick. So yeah, I have 80% battery now, fairly warm-ish. I tried to preheat. Yeah, that's also a cool feature. You saw me pressing on the navigation here or something. I navigated to a fast charger and I saw indications that it preheated the battery before fast charging. So this thing goes like a rocket. I have to try to go a little bit slower now, just to show you how fast it is. There's a Volvo. Yeah, it just, yeah, it has a nice pull. So all right, but let's see, let's get past that Volvo over here. Okay, set the cruise speed. Now let's try they call it the pilot assist. That one is not something I'm too impressed of. But you saw that in the ASMR part, I tried to do that auto steer in the B roads, which is actually, many cars, they will fail that one. But the Polestar could drive there. Many, what was it? I tried recently. Yeah, I think it was the Audi. The Audi couldn't work there. Tesla will work there just fine. But of course, that's corner case. Most of the time, you want to use the auto steer on these kind of roads, the A roads here. The beeping is just bugging. So, but especially if I go faster, you will hear that. Or you will see that it kind of struggles a bit, and I've been complaining about this before. They haven't improved it, and also yes, I have the latest software on this car, but still, the auto steer is a bit nervous. It's like a drunken teenager or something ish. So if I try to, whoa, what the heck is he doing now? He's doing some kind of weird slack, and then okay, so. Many times it will try to hug the middle, or it hugs the inner lane or goes towards the middle. It depends which lane you are in and so on. So the auto steer feels a bit nervous. That's what I felt, and I find myself having to sometimes take over, or it looks like it's going on like a crash course. So that's why I have to intervene before it does something weird. And experience also sometimes it just kind of goes over the line or some shit. Weird shit going on, but okay. So enough complaints about that one. But overall, it does a very good job of staying in the lane like now. Okay, just I don't touch, I purposely don't touch the steering wheel, so I don't change or do anything. But normally when I'm driving on the motorway, I will usually just have one hand here, just to give it some input. I can show you guys now. So now I will hold the steering wheel, and then it should not bug at me at all. But I'm not sure if you can hear it, but another small complaint I have about the Polestar is that, whoa, look at it, okay, it kind of struggles a little bit on the merger sometimes. But another complaint I have with the Polestar is that it's kind of noisy. So unlike the Volvo I tried recently, the Polestar has always been noisy. Maybe they wanted to shed off some weight, so you have better performance. But there is no doubt that this car is noisier than the Volvo. I can show you more on the return. There you can hear a really big difference. Oh, whoa, I have to slow down there. Paying attention, shit. So I can show, let me see over here. Yeah, but you see, you might be thinking, but Bjørn, you're only finding mistakes with Polestar. I think it was one of my followers, fans, or I don't know really what he is, but I think he said that Bjørn, he doesn't like Polestar. He was always trying to find faults with Polestar because he was unhappy that Polestar lent him the car so late. I'm like, what? Is that even a thing? What the heck? So every time I criticize a car, or every time I criticize a feature in the car, I'm unhappy with the brand lending me the car. Is that it? Okay, that was new. No, but and then what is the point of me reviewing a car if I only highlight the positive things? Maybe you wanted a car that was silent, for example, or maybe you wanted a car with good auto steer. Because if you wanted a silent car, then you should not buy a Model 3, for example. You should go for a fat e-tron instead. And if you want good auto steer, you want to get a Tesla. But if I didn't tell you about the disadvantages, you wouldn't know, right? So that's why I feel like it's my responsibility to tell you guys the good and the bad things about the car. Let me see. Do I have enough distance to get past this fossil? I don't think so. But I have to say the good things about Polestar. Now, recently I took this Polestar on yet another Arctic Circle run, and well, it goes like a rocket. That's one cool thing. But also, it's comfy without being like. It might be slightly uncomfortable sometimes over some bumps, because especially this one with a PP performance pack and 20-inch winter tires feels a bit rough sometimes, but still overall when going over normal bumps it still feels better than and also how do you say it gives a nice feeling, but also it doesn't feel uncomfortable versus, for example, the Model 3 Performance especially, but that was especially the earlier models. The newer Model 3 Performance, they have slightly better suspension. I don't know what they changed, but it doesn't seem so uncomfortable as the earlier ones. But this one, you can feel it. Maybe you can't feel it, but you can get an impression by me just driving around here that it goes well over the bumps, and also it tends to get good grip, even if it doesn't lose the weight distribution. I'm not sure how to describe it. It's just that when I drive around, even on some bumpy roads, it just grips like crazy, and it's so much fun to drive on twisty roads. There are lots of twisty roads on the way to Arctic Circle, and I had a lot of fun driving there. So now I'm gonna show you something. Yeah, the noise levels. So let me see. Maybe, maybe I should do that. I should try to make it a standard. Okay, there we have no cars behind us now. Right, that's good. Let's try to do that fast lane change, just to show you this one. It rides like a sports car. Okay, let me do around 80 kilometers per hour. Look at this. Look at this. Wow, okay, I have winter tires, but still, it's freaking crazy how it just changes direction like that. Okay, I'm on public roads, I'm not gonna do it more, but let me show you the noise level. Over there, I will not use turn signal purposely. Listen how noisy this part is here. We have quite old asphalt over here, so with 20-inch wheels, especially tires, you can hear the noise. I'm trying to speak now so you get an impression of how my voice is, and then let me change lane without turn signals, because the turn signal kind of mess up. Let me get over here. Voila. Because I know this stretch here is super smooth compared to that other one that is pretty rough ass. Do you want a rough ass? Do you want smooth ass? I prefer smooth ass, but you might like it rough. But yeah, so that's the downside of this car. Now I haven't shown you guys, so I will stop complaining about this car being noisy, right? But what else is it? Yeah, the navigation here is overall very good because it's based on Google. And also, when we navigate somewhere, it will give you an estimation of how many % you will arrive with. However, that estimation is for the most time, very accurate, except for that, very consistently, it gives me a weird offset, so that, especially on longer stretches, like let's say 200, 250 kilometers, the navigation will initially say that, oh, you will arrive with only 3% or 5%. I was like, that's cutting it a bit close. Let me charge 5% extra then. And then when it says, oh, you will arrive with 10%, I'm like, okay, now we have a good enough margin. Let's go. Okay, I charged maybe to 90%, took that extra time to charge extra. And then what happens? I start driving, and then after just 50 kilometers, navigation says, oh, well, you know what? You will arrive with 15%. Like, what the heck? Why couldn't you tell me earlier that I will arrive with 15%? But because then I wouldn't have to waste my time charging to 90%. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Because Tesla and actually BMW and Mercedes, they are doing way better job of estimating in percentage at arrival. They are super accurate when it comes to that one. So that's a small minus, but they can be tuned, it can be fixed. For example, one very, very good thing I like about the Polestar, just like the Volvo, is that when you navigate to a fast charger, it will preheat the battery. And I've done 1,000 kilometer challenge, and it just does it flawlessly. Every time I arrive at the fast charger, as long as I navigate to the charger, it will preheat, and then, okay, consumption is kind of high, but I then get 154 kilowatt. Boom! It actually charges faster than fat e-tron at the bottom, all the way to 29%. So this car has a slight advantage over fat e-tron even. But then it starts throttling, but then it will still receive 133 kilowatts until around 40-something%. So this thing here charges very impressively, and that's why at 1,000 kilometer challenge, it can actually match fat e-tron, because we did it in winter-ish. But you see, the difference between this car and many other cars is that, okay, some other cars, they might not Colgate that much in 1,000 kilometer challenge because you're driving pretty fast. But recently I went to the Arctic Circle, and the Arctic Circle reveals another weakness with some cars, which is that when you can't drive at 120, 130 kilometers per hour on Swedish Autobahn. You have to drive pretty slow in Norway when you have 60, 70, 80 kilometers per hour zones plus slow pokes on the roads. Then the battery gets cold, and then you start Colgating. I've seen it with the MEB-based cars like ID3, ID4. You know, I don't remember the other. Maybe also it was with the BMW iX3, maybe. But Polestar, no problem, because it preheats the battery. So even when I did it in winter-ish, well, actually it is winter in the north, it still didn't Colgate. Bam, 150 kilowatt every time. Yeah, so that's big plus to Polestar for improving it. And also back in the old days, Polestar 2 had, didn't have heat pump. They had only PTC. Now it comes with heat pump, so it becomes more efficient. But it is somewhat okay, I should mention it. The Polestar is somewhat inefficient, so that's a little bit bummer, because it's a sedan, so you would expect it to be more efficient. Okay, maybe not as efficient as Tesla, but for example, compared to the Korean cars, similar size like an e-Niro. E-Niro is even bigger. Let's say Kona is but e-Niro might be one big good comparison. E-Niro will usually hover around 180 watt-hour per kilometer in springtime now, but this car chucks down around 220 watt-hour per kilometer, so it's a little bummer, because high consumption kind of ruins some of it. So that's a little minus, but I have to say, man, the headlights on the Polestar is just, if I had 4 thumbs, I will give you 4 thumbs up on the Polestar headlights. They are insanely good. The pixel lights, and this is not an EQS. It doesn't cost 1 million NOK or 100k euros. It's roughly half of that, and you can still get amazing good headlights. So very good with that one. What else? We have voice control. Yeah, I can say, well, it's Google based. So hey Google. Well, I was about to say, hey Google, 2 plus 2.
The answer is 4.
Okay, that was the laggiest shit ever. I didn't expect it to be that slow. Hey Google, are we there yet? What? Hey Google, what is the state of charge?
For that, you'll need to sign in with your Google account.
Okay, yeah, okay. Whatever. But okay, you know Google Assistant. I've been playing with it before. So Google Assistant, super useful. But you see, in many other cars, you will have a voice assist, right? Yeah, voice assist for doing stuff. But what I wanted to point out is that the Google voice assist here can do more than just turn down the temperature or turn on the radio. You can actually query Google like I did with 2 plus 2, but I have to log into the Google account if I want to do more search. I can for example ask what is the age of Elon Musk or something like that. It will just read out the thing for me. So the Google here is super nice. Let me see. I want to go. One standardized test is to go to those bumps at the Big and Haug. I'm going to do that. But yeah, and you know, I should drive this car like I stole it, because it is so much fun to drive. So okay, but you can feel a bump. Sometimes you feel a bump when it's kind of rough. But if you don't like this type of roughness, then you can always opt out the PP, because the PP costs 50,000 NOK, around 5,000 euros. It's kind of expensive, and for that you get Erlin's damper. Okay, I should mention that. Yes, of course, I forgot about that one. When you get oh, it's so much fun. But when you get the PP, you get Erlin's dampers, and then you just have to jack up the car, and then you can twist on the little knob, and then you can adjust the dampers. So of course you can then adjust the dampers to be slightly more comfortable. But again, what is the point of doing that when you get the PP, right? You want to have it nice and rough and tight. So I'm not sure what setting it is now. I haven't jacked up and messed with it. But we're gonna say we need to test it on the Birger and Haug speed bumps now. So this video was brought to you by Birger and Haug. Yes, the roughest speed bumps ever. So I will try to standardize this. We go straight on now, 25 kilometers per hour. Okay. Yeah, it's like yeah. That kind of bumpy. Some other cars tend to float more over the bumps. I think the Volvo was more like that, floating more over the bumps. This one, 9. Oh, it's so nice to have a round steering wheel again. Oh, so I can do this. Okay, let me see. Now we're gonna try to enter it at an angle, see what happens then. Okay, I tend to do this one. Okay, let's try again. Okay, go fast. Well, that wasn't too bad. You see, that wasn't too bad. Let's try again. Yeah, you see, in the Volvo, you get more this movement because the car is taller, so it wags more sideways. You have the SUV crossover feeling. Here, you don't have that much sideways movement because it's tighter to the ground. So you just have to know that this is a quite sporty car. Yeah. You have to, either you like it, or if you don't like this kind of sportiness or this kind of roughness, then I suggest you go for, and you want Volvo Polestar, then actually C40 would be perfect for you. If you want even more boat, go for the XC40. And then of course, if you don't want, or if you don't care about the Volvo Polestar brand, then I'm not sure which car you should get. Yeah. It's like this car is growing on me. Okay, maybe in the beginning I wasn't that happy with it. Okay, because it was kind of thirsty, and back then the charging curve was not that great. Now it's actually, it has a better and flatter charging curve, So the problem back then 2 years ago was that this car, I mean, it's still kind of thirsty, but at least they fixed some of it with a heat pump. But the fast charging kind of makes up for it, just like fat e-tron. It's really thirsty, but because it charges so fast, then it kind of counters that one at some extent, as long as you have good high power charger support. But also, yeah, because they, just like I mentioned, it's like deja vu now, just like with a Volvo, you know, Polestar, they did improvements in the car's software. They added preheating when you navigate to somewhere, navigate to fast charger, and they also improved the charging curve. So it means that they did the right things that an EV needs. Okay, EVs doesn't need fart sounds, but improving EV critical stuff makes the car better. And Polestar and Volvo, they actually care about improving the cars, whereas some other brands, they don't. So that's why, let's say 2 years ago, I wouldn't give this car that high score, but today I give them better score because of some hardware changes, but also software changes. So I'm not gonna make this video too long because I think it's already long enough. So I try to cut them down, but at least I try to cover most of the most wanted topics. So should you buy this car? Yes, if you are interested, yeah. But I should also point out a few other things here, that overall I'm happy with lots of the stuff here. For example, yeah, I was complaining back in the days that it didn't show charging speed in the screen. Now it shows charging speed, huh? Isn't that great? But one thing I just can't get over is, what the heck is this shit? This is some kind of plastic. Is that bad yoke? So it makes the car more cramped. And Polestar is not that small car, but internally the car feels cramped, and that is a minus. But, and I'm even a small Asian, but for me it feels a bit cramped, but I guess I can live with it. But I kind of noticed it once I went to the north, when I had, you know, and also when I have wife in here and she's pregnant, it feels a bit cramped, but I can live with it. I think most people can live with it. So this car is far from perfect. It still has this chrome, by the way, this piano finish. People, they actually wrap it in something, yeah, not so reflective. But steering wheel is nice. Seat, oh, I forgot to mention the seats. That's also a minus. There's something about this sustainable material in the seat that makes me sweaty. And again, this is not something I just want to bitch about, because I'm trying to find some faults with the Polestar, because I don't like Polestar, I like Tesla better. No, but listen, also the Tesla seats, the Tesla Model 3 seats also makes me sweaty. But these ones makes me even sweatier. I don't know what's up with that. I noticed it 2 years ago. And even now when I went to the Arctic Circle on a long trip, I will feel like, oh, it's almost as if the fabric here doesn't breathe enough, or it doesn't give me enough ventilation. And I'm not the only one. I borrowed also a Polestar 2 years ago from another guy, and he had the same problem. It feels a bit sweaty. Maybe you have to get that leather, or I think it's some kind of vegan leather, or I mean, yeah, but that one cost 40,000 NOK, or 4,000 euros. Then you get ventilated seat, and they look nice. It's some kind of beige. But other than that, though, you know, the feel of it, it's, oh yeah, the sound system is just amazing. Okay, I listened to it, but well, actually, it's not like top notch, but it's very good. I think it's actually good that I stay stationary now. I don't drive around, because then I focus more on what I'm supposed to say rather than commenting bad drivers. In case you guys feel a bit bored, but I'm gonna try to wrap up now. But sound system, again, very good. I listened to it and it's just a good experience. I actually feel that they sound better than a Tesla Model 3 stereo. I'm not sure, maybe I should do a head-to-head comparison, but I feel like the Harman Kardon here sounds better. So yeah, range, however, might not be the best. You can get roughly 400 kilometers of range in summer and maybe like 300 something in winter. And yeah, actually when I went on the Arctic Circle trip, I think when the terrain goes like this, then even in winter-ish, then maybe just 300 kilometer range, even on Norwegian high speed limits, 60, 70, 80 kilometers per hour. So maybe you can blame the PP because we have 20-inch wheels. I'm not sure what's up with that. Maybe with 19-inch would be better. But that doesn't seem to stop people from buying this car, because this car is getting popular. It's very common in Norway. And I can, again, understand why people buy this car. So I'm not saying this with every car out there that, oh, you know, it's not gonna like be a cliche and thing, but I understand why people buy the car, because it's fun to drive, it looks good, it has lots of nice features like the headlights, like the infotainment here, and it keeps getting new, improved stuff. And also you can have more and more apps. Well, it hasn't been added here, but you have the Easy Park app, and you can also, yeah, well, it's not here, but also the browser, the Vivaldi browser, and you can get more and more stuff. So the infotainment here, or I get the impression that this Polestar is somewhat similar to Tesla, because Tesla also tries to develop the software and also like feature in the car, but also improve the car's capabilities via software, similar to Tesla. Whereas many other traditional car makers, they just tend to release the car and they don't do anything for the next 2 to 4 years before a new model comes out. So I think I'm just gonna wrap up and say that I like the Polestar. Okay, it's not perfect. Would I buy it? I'm not sure. Yeah, I keep remembering some things. A few more things I should highlight is that, I will also mention it in the interior view, is that we actually have Isofix in the front. That is not not every car has Isofix in the front. So that is also a big plus for people who want to have a baby in the front. And also the Isofix in the back, they seem sturdy and they have a plastic cover for it. Unlike in Tesla, for example, when you have to finger and fist the back seat, trying to find the hook in there. Maybe some lubricant will help. And then you might actually end up ripping the leather in the Tesla Model 3. So, but I will experience more about that. But I just observe here that, wow, the Volvo people, they really thought of safety and child-friendly car. So that's good. But I think my time is up now. Now I gave you guys most of the important stuff you want to know. So yeah, I think that's going to be it for now. And then I guess I will also ask you, do you guys like this shit? Yeah. Do you like the Polestar? It's good looking, at least. That's for sure. Yeah, so that's gonna be it for now. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. As always, thank you for watching and talk to you later.